Hello, and welcome to this introductory course on loops using Python turtle graphics. This course was created for CMPT 376 writing for non-CS first-year undergraduates. For today's video, we'll be discussing introductory loops using the for loop and while loop. We'll be going over some Python turtle graphics and then implementing our for loop and while loop to create basic shapes using turtle. As an introductory example, let's say we have a shopping list. As we are shopping, we have items on our list and we cross them off as we grab them. This is similar to a loop in programming, where we loop through all the items in our list and cross them off, and we are finished our loop once all the items in our list are crossed off. Now there are two types of loops. The first is a for loop, where we simply go through all items in the list and perform an action on that list. Once all the items in our list are exhausted, our loop is complete. The second is a while loop. In this case, we continue to iterate through the while loop while a condition is held true. In this case, the condition is the length of the list, which we hold via an index. Initially, we set our index to 0 and iterate through our list until index reaches the length of the list, as seen through index plus equals 1 at the end of the code. Now to Python turtle graphics. Now Python is a simple high-level interpreted language, meaning that we can perform human-readable code using human English language. Turtle is simply a Python library, which is a list of functions that we can use to create simple or complex graphics. Using a for loop, we can create a square in Python. We simply set the range being I to 4, 4 being the number of sides of our square. We go forward 100 units and then make a 90-degree turn. Now, always in Turtle, we want to be sure to import and create a Turtle object. This is a simple code structure for Turtle. After we are done, we simply do t.hide turtle and say turtle.done, and upon running our application, in this case using VS Code, we get a square. Now with a while loop, we are simply creating a circle. So in this case, we set a radius, use a while loop to check if the radius is less than or equal to 100, and then perform the operation to get these two circles. In conclusion, we discussed loops using a basic example with the shopping cart. We discussed the types of loops being for loop and while loop. We then discussed turtle graphics and then implemented our for loop and while loop to create a square and a circle respectively. Thank you.